Greetings, Saber fans. Your old pal Megtooth Sith. Got a special Saber here for you. Did this install for APaul. This is a custom MHS Saber that APaul totally designed and built himself. And then he sent it for me for an install. And the install was kind of tough because the handle was a little bit short for most of the static chassis, but we made it work. And Andy's got a 7/8 inch blade, which I'll show you here in a second. And the 7/8 inch blade has a Shtok adapter on it. And he's got red and green LEDs here that are like on the Luke Skywalker control box on the Hero. He's got the Obi-Wan Kenobi greeblies and the 2 brass buttons, which those things are really hot in the control box. Control box is painted green, shroud is painted green. This Saber has a lot of Kanan Jarrus, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Luke Skywalker all in it. And it's pretty cool Saber. Andy did a great job designing this thing. Feels very in the Star Wars universe. Proffie 2.2, brand new fresh install on OS 6 with Fernando's prop file and edit mode. The button instructions, Andy, are on the paper I sent you. But without further ado, let's get this thing so we can fire it up. When you first get the Saber, you're not going to have battery in it because you didn't want, said you got your own batteries. Make sure you're using 15 amp protected, 18650 cells button tops. And you're going to take your positive end of your battery, and the positive end is going to go toward the speaker. Positive end toward the speaker, and you want to set it on top of this ribbon. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the negative end into the hilt. The negative end is going into the hilt. The positive end is up toward the speaker, and pop it in. Once you pop your battery in, you also have a switch here that you need to throw, and you're going to click that switch. It'll be in the off position when you get it, and now it's booted up in ESB. So I'm going to put the palm back on. You can see your blinkies going there, which that's pretty cool. Those are killer blinkies, which this Saber's got 3 hours. This Saber's got 3 hours worth of videos on it already. My upgrade your Proffieboard Saber was all this Saber, and also the install of this lightsaber is actually on my YouTube channel as well. So let's talk about the blade for this Saber. And he wanted this Saber to take a 7/8 inch blade, so I've affixed a Shtok 7/8 to 1 inch adapter in there for him. And basically you take this blade and you pop it down in the hilt. You got to loosen the blade retention first. Pop it down in the hilt, and then we're going to tighten our blade retention. And the blade retention goes down in one of those slots, Andy, and secures the blade really good, and it's pretty flush. So, just to let you know, Andy, how I've got this wired. This is your power button, this is your auxiliary button. And here we go. I'll show you, a couple of presets. This is ESB. You've got motion gestures, you've got thrust on. You've got swing on. And you also have twist on and off. Twist is a back and forth. So if you use thrust on or swing on, you're in battle mode. Battle mode means you have automatic lockup. So when you're clashing with another blade, you got automatic lockup going in the Saber. You also have automatic tip drag. There's your tip drag. The way you stop it is to pull away. And you also have melt. And melt changes colors as you twist the hilt. And it gets progressively more violent. And it's got force push, so that's why you're hearing force quotes. But, that's ESB. So Andy, pretty much I just use gesture controls most of the time. I did send you button instructions on this thing, and make sure you read the button instructions on OS 6 because it's complicated. But just to listen to the battery, push, you want to hear the battery voltage, push power and then aux.
Enter volume menu.
I'm sorry, That's volume menu. And then to turn the saber up or down, you just twist.
Maximum volume. Volume menu end.
You just hit auxiliary to select whatever volume. I turned it down. So now we're going to hear the battery level.
Battery level 4.03 volts.
So what I did is I pressed aux and held it and then briefly touched power, and that gives you the battery level.
Battery level 4.02 volts.
Which that's pretty awesome. So then next preset.
Luke Skywalker.
This is, Return of the Jedi. And just really quick, Andy, if you want to hear any track, you just long press your power button for 2 seconds while the saber's pointing up. That gives you the track that I programmed with it. If you hold the saber horizontal and play track, you're in the track player, and then you can just spin the saber to select whichever track you want. And I put a lot of stuff on here for you. There's Metallica. So basically, now it's playing Metallica, which is awesome. So that's your track player. You just start the track while it's horizontal. If you want to start the track that I programmed with the preset, then hold it vertical while you're doing that. So you're going to have to read the button instructions on the track player because it gets kind of complex. But, you saw that was Luke Jedi. This is Rogue One Vader. The spark tip ignition, that's awesome. Lightning blade. All the other blades were rotoscope before this. Light. You can change colors on those.
It's just bad these days.
There's your Ben Kenobi font.
Prince Arkan.
Arkan. Bexan.
Kylo Ren.
And then, of course, I gave you Kylo Ren's Fireblade. The rest are surprises, Andy. But the bottom line is that make sure you read the instructions very carefully on these buttons, because on edit mode, it's complicated. Let me get to a blade where we can change colors. Stand by.
Are you a Jedi? Kylo Ren. Sausage.
The Force is with you, young Sky.
Luke Skywalker.
The balance. Light.
Alright, so I'm going to go into color changing. Now there is a color change direct, Andy, but if you use color change direct, you're going to kill your side LEDs. So if you want to change the color of the main blade, you're going to ignite in edit mode by pressing and holding both the buttons.
Edit mode.
And you hear it say edit mode. Then you're going to twist the hilt.
Edit style. Edit color.
Till we get to edit color. Now when you're in edit mode, power is select, auxiliary is run home to mama. So I'm going to hit power because we want to edit color.
Select blade.
Now
1.
select blade. Whichever blade you're changing color on flashes. So I'm going to select blade 1, which is our main blade, by hitting the power button.
Color menu. Color options. Copy colors. Color
I want
options.
color options, hit power.
Select effect. Base color.
I want base
Blast
color.
Base color.
Base color.
Select option. Color list.
Now here we go. It's going to speak the colors.
Red. Orange red. Dark orange. Orange. Gold. Yellow. Green yellow. Green. Aquamarine. Cyan. Deep sky blue. Dodger blue. Blue. Ice blue. Blue. Dodger blue. Deep sky blue.
And I'm going to select deep sky blue by hitting power.
Save.
And that's
Color
rotoscope.
options. Adjust black level.
Now I want to get out of edit mode.
Adjust
Run
black
home to
level.
mama.
Cancel. Select effect. Cancel. Color menu. Cancel. Select blade. Cancel.
When you hear
Main
the
menu.
when you hear the blaster, you're back out of edit mode. There is color change direct in it, but if you do color change direct, you're going to mess up the blinkies. You can also change the color of the main blade in web USB. Make sure you watch my video for that. Andy, this is an awesome saber. When you get it, the battery's going to be out, the switch is going to be turned off, and the blade's not going to be installed. Install your battery, turn on the switch, have fun. I would try not messing with edit mode or the colors initially. You saw the button instructions are 3 pages long. So, you know, read the instructions carefully. This saber, even though it's a very simple saber, it's very, very complex. So, that's your MHS, Andy. Congratulations, this thing is an awesome saber. And may the force be with you, or the dark side, as it were. Pile. Thank you everybody for watching, as usual. I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,